I just crossed over into the cultivation world and immediately fired a shot. The little junior sister I once loved the most. The senior brother examined my handgun with his eye technique, but found no trace of spiritual energy on it. So he said my gun was nothing but junk metal, just as he predicted. Even when I fired with both hands at once, I couldn't break through the shield he summoned effortlessly. But what he didn't know was, the handgun wasn't my only weapon. It all started just 2 minutes ago. The moment I opened my eyes, I was in a grand hall. The people around wore strange clothes. Before I could figure out where I was, an old man on stage suddenly stood up and said, "I injured a fellow disciple inside the secret realm." I was completely confused. Then a long-haired man stepped forward and said, "I even colluded with a demon sect saintess, causing my fellow disciples to be drained of all their life energy and die." I was at a total loss. So I shouted out, "System, show yourself!" Unexpectedly, a voice really answered. The system explained, I had crossed into Starry Journey. My mission was to survive until the story's end. I was allowed to use weapons from the armory. Every day I stayed alive. I'd unlock higher levels of access. I feel like the system is a bit out of it. This scene has nothing to do with space battles. It's clearly a cultivation world, and I was stunned by what I found in the weapons cache. There was a Starship Slayer sword and an Urxiang bow. Plus, there were secrets and kinetic weapons. Any one of those could easily lay waste to an entire planet, whether you're cultivating immortality or divinity. But the system told me my access level was only black iron grade. I couldn't unlock the Urxiang bow. I was so frustrated I could have cried. Then a woman asked what I was mumbling about. She said I wanted to flirt, but she demanded I confess. I thought that was way too soon. So I just pulled out a pistol and blew him away. The old man saw me openly attacking. He immediately struck out at me with a palm strike. The force was so strong it stirred up thick smoke. But I wasn't hurt at all, because I blocked the attack with a plasma shield. The senior brother saw this and insisted. He said I'd wronged my fellow disciples and stolen a treasured item. Judging by its power, it was at least an upper-level Yuan tier defensive treasure, and as a chi-refining disciple, I wasn't supposed to have anything like that. I said that thing originally belonged to me anyway, but they said I was stubborn and refused to listen. They wanted to take it from me by force. The senior brother carefully examined my pistol, and found it contained no spiritual energy at all, just writing it off as junk. As for why that woman didn't block it, it was because she was careless. I said, "You want to see how powerful I am? She'll find out soon enough." Saying that, I pulled the trigger on her. He immediately turned his head, causing the bullet to miss. I didn't expect him to be that fast. Meanwhile, the old man examined the broken handrail, saying even if he lived 200 years, he'd never seen such a deadly concealed weapon. I couldn't be bothered with their reactions, and summoned another pistol to fire at senior brother. This time he called up a defensive talisman to block it. The bullet had no effect on the shield at all. That only made senior brother more arrogant. He warned me he'd give me one more chance, to hand over all the treasures, or else I'd suffer beyond death. I just thought to myself, the pistol's power is still too weak. Saying that, I threw the gun away. Senior brother thought I was scared. But the next second, an AK appeared in my hand. Time to show him the real power of this weapon. Once again, he summoned his shield. He figured the gun was just a bigger piece of junk. But when I pulled the trigger, 7 1st bullets pounded his shield relentlessly. Not even 2 seconds passed. The shield shattered. The senior brother looked utterly shocked. Even the old man was boldly stunned, because he still couldn't sense any spiritual power in AK. Meanwhile, the senior brother crawled over, accusing me of being possessed. After all, such a strange technique definitely wasn't from the Shanqing sect's martial arts. The old man immediately said he wanted to purge the sect. I dropped AK and warned him to think carefully before taking action. As I spoke, a cannon suddenly appeared in my hand. He was extremely confident, believing that my dark and heretical ways posed no threat to him at his peak foundation building stage. With that, he unleashed his signature skill, the mountain hand formation. I fired a shot, completely nullifying his attack. While he was stunned, I fired another blast. Even though he used a spiritual shield, he was still blown into critical condition. He immediately crushed a communication jade pendant, summoning the sect's 4 guardians. He even warned harshly that each of them was a nascent soul stage powerhouse. I realized my authority was too limited, and I didn't really know just how strong the nascent soul stage was. So I tossed out a grenade, sending that old man to his final rest. Then I ran outside the sect's main gate, planning to come back once I unlocked the star-destroying cannon. It wouldn't be too late to blow up the Shangqing sect with a single shot. Sure enough, it wasn't long before they sent a large group of disciples to hunt me down. But in such a vast forest, finding me wouldn't be easy for them. Time ticked by, minute after minute. Suddenly, the system notified me I had survived 5 days. My permission level had upgraded to silver. Yet in real time, only 5 hours had passed. I could only assume the system's calculations were a bit off. But this actually gave me more confidence to handle these pursuers. Next, I summoned a drone. Controlling the drone, I tracked down a squad of 3. Just as they were complaining about how hard it was to find me, my drone approached nearby. They thought it was some kind of rare spirit pet, and watched helplessly as it closed in on them. The next moment, I pressed the detonation button. A massive explosion erupted right where the 3 were standing.